Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kirioth, and this is Total War Warhammer, and this is the Call of the Beastmen DLC. And there's a lot of talk at the moment about whether it's worth the cost, which is £13.99, although it was available for, I believe, around £12 just before launch. And I thought I'd just weigh on it, because there's kind of arguments on both sides, but I don't really know if any of the arguments are really that applicable. Because, to be honest, I could probably I'm just going to say it. I don't think it's worth the money. I don't think this is worth the money at all. So, I'm partway through the new campaign that you get, the Eye for an Eye campaign, which is Beastmen versus, well, humans, pretty much. Yep, human. They're all humans. Human, more humans. On a little bit of orc action around the Black Pit, but they don't really care about you, and they're not interested in you, and so far they've done absolutely nothing to hinder me or help me. They've just kind of existed there. It's a side campaign to the main grand campaign, and as you can see, it's pretty small. It's not exactly massive. There's not a huge amount of variation in terms of landscape and fighting environments. It's pretty much all forest, which kind of makes sense in a way, because the Beastmen they're pretty good at forest. So quite a few of their units have no forest penalty. So like the Minotaurs and stuff, no forest penalty. I think there's something else as well. There's stuff that I haven't researched too, that have no forest penalty on them. It's okay, the campaign. It's not bad. It's not particularly interesting either. They call it a narrative experience, a narrative campaign. I think narrative is a fairly strong word, to be honest with you. I don't think it's any more narrative than the Grand campaign, to be frank. And it's definitely nowhere near as big. It doesn't have the same kind of wow factor, the same ability to impress, to be honest. It's overall, this DLC, kind of underwhelming. I mean, let's have a look at the technology tree. There's a prime example right here. So you've got 4 base technologies. Leading off those are 4 more technologies each. In the case of 2 of them, you've got an extra 5th technology. Extra missile damage, extra melee attack, speed for all units, weapon strength for Minotaur units, like attrition bonuses, all that kind of thing. Every single technology reduces research rate by 5%, and there are there are quite a few here. I say a lot, there's not really a lot, not compared to some of the other races in this game. And then you've got these, the Seed of Hate, research rate plus 20%. So it's supposed to offset by a little bit researching 4 of these. Well, it will offset researching 4 of these, but then not 5. Then you get the next one, the next one, the next one. It also increases chaos corruption, but that doesn't really seem like a good trade, frankly. I mean, for 25 grand when you get down there, research rate plus 20% and 1 chaos corruption, this actually kind of makes sense for the race. I think it is sort of fitting in a way, but it's also not very interesting. It's not very exciting. It's just okay. And for £13.99, I would expect there to be more than just okay options. So the Beastmen are a horde army, just like Chaos, and they're pretty fun. I think they've done a good job with them. The roster feels a little slim compared to a few of the other races. They also have this kind of interesting mechanic whereby you get a buff when the moon rises. They like the moon. They like chaos. They like anything occult and mystic, basically. The Beastmen go for. They're a bit crazy. So you have these buffs that are also debuffs, so you have to pick one. So when one falls, casualty replenishment rate is plus 50%, so you can replenish your forces really quickly after a battle, but your growth goes down massively. Ravenous incentive, Bestial Rage plus 7, all forces. Now this is good. Bestial Rage at full means that you get like Bray Herds, they're called. So you get like extra hordes that come and join your course, like in the Orc War, one of those basically. I said that in a very posh tone for some reason, the Orc War. But yeah, they're kind of a mix between Orc and Chaos. Then you get the cost of skill. Recruitment cost is really high, but there's plus 4 experience. And campaign movement range. I think I'm going to go for that one this time because I cannot afford the extra upkeep and I want more damage. So we'll go for that. Going to head up to Sunderberg in a moment. Oh, we could increase... Oh, minor source of shields, minor source of great weapons. Yeah, we'll go for that. We can afford it. We can splash out. I think we did just upgrade that, didn't we? And then eventually we'll get that. Minus 50% upkeep, which is very helpful because these guys are really expensive to run. Don't really know why I phrased it that way. Really expensive to run. They're very expensive to keep units maintained. So, the faction itself is kind of fun to play. It's a mix of Orc and Chaos. It works quite well. The units are good to look at. And let's loot their wealth just in case. I really wish that guy had stopped assaulting my units because it's fucking me up quite badly. See if I can assassinate him. One thing I'm learning about Beastmen, not good assassins. Oh, critical failure. What did I just say? We're going to retreat there into the forest in case they come after us. We're heading for Sunderberg there. Hopefully we can take it out. Yeah, so Beastmen, they're kind of mixed between Orc and Chaos. They've got this side campaign, this kind of... I don't really know what to call it. It is not a narrative campaign. Okay? It doesn't feel like a narrative campaign. It doesn't feel like there's been much put into it at all. It's just a smaller map. It's just a far smaller map. I mean, it's okay, I guess. You've just got a load of human factions that you have to take out. It's humans versus Beastmen, is what it is. And whilst that's fine, I don't really see there being any replayability on this particular campaign at all. Because you can only... It's Beastmen. That's what it is. It's Beastmen. So, what are you going to do? Just play it over and over again? No, you'll play the full campaign, which of course you can do with the Beastmen. They're not going to play that much differently to Chaos, to be honest. And then the only upside is there's no infighting. It does not have the depth that I feel like it should have, is what it boils down to. And when you're releasing DLC like this, you do not want people to hear the word DLC and think, oh good, we're going to get something underwhelming again. And this really is quite underwhelming. This is not something that you want to be the first proper bit of DLC for your game, because it is not thrilling. It is not setting me alight with excitement for the next lot, you know? It's just... It's alright. But you don't want it to just be alright. You know, you want it to be exceptional, you want it to be interesting. If you're going to have a campaign and call it a narrative campaign, it needs to be a proper narrative campaign. If you're going to have a second campaign, you've got to make it more interesting than just Beastmen versus humans. That is not something that is going to thrill and enthrall, you know? Overall, I just don't think it's worth the money. You know, the tech tree is underwhelming. The campaign is underwhelming. The actual army is fun, but it is just a mix of Orcs and Chaos. It's not like a unique new concept. It's not anything that's going to particularly test you. If you've already played part of the Chaos campaign, then these guys are just going to be easier. That's it. They're just easier Chaos. The unit design is good, but some of the stuff is a bit kind of hard to tell apart. Like Gore and Ungor and all of that. They don't look different enough. They just don't stand out. You don't see one and think, I know exactly what that is. Instead it's, I know vaguely what that is. Which one is it? So yeah, I don't think I need to say anything more, to be honest. Hopefully I've laid it out as clearly as I can. They're a fun faction. Are they fun enough for £13.99? No. They're not. There is not enough with the faction to make them worth that. If you absolutely love the idea of playing Beastmen, then go for it. But just be prepared to be underwhelmed, I think, is the takeaway from all of this. Which is a shame, because Total War Warhammer is a really fun game. But this policy of releasing DLC that is not great for that much, I can't see it going down particularly well. And I'd prefer it if next time whatever is released has a bit more thought and a bit more effort and just a bit more love put into it, because this doesn't feel like a cash-in, but it doesn't feel like they really pushed themselves either. And that's a shame, because the game as a whole really does feel like they pushed themselves. So to release something like this, kind of gash. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.